Hello friends, welcome to SV Union High School and Junior College, Pune. Standard 10, Science and Technology, Part 2. Lesson 1, Heredity and Evolution. In this video, we are going to learn about the basics of heredity and genetics. Heredity is the passing of traits from parents to offspring. Traits are characteristics. Genetics is the study of how traits are passed from parent to offspring. Definition of heredity. Heredity is the transfer of biological characters from one generation to another via genes. Well, what is a gene? A gene is a structural and functional unit of heredity. And where are the genes located? The genes are located on the chromosomes inside the nucleus of a cell. Every eukaryotic cell contains a controlling center called as nucleus. The eukaryotic nucleus is a well-defined nucleus. It is made up of 4 parts: chromatin reticulum, nucleolus, nucleoplasm, enclosed inside the nuclear membrane. The nuclear membrane is a discontinuous structure. It is interrupted by many small pores called as nuclear pores. Through the nuclear pores, the nucleus communicates with the cytoplasm of the cell. The nuclear membrane encloses nucleoplasm, which is a jelly-like substance made up of organic and inorganic materials. The nucleolus is a supercondensed and supercoiled structure whose function is yet to be studied. And the most important, chromatin reticulum, that is a supercoiled structure which beholds the most important information of heredity. This chromatin reticulum consists of the deoxyribonucleic acid, generally referred to as DNA, which is coiled around the nuclear proteins, the histones. This structure is called as the nucleosomes, which looks like a beaded necklace. During cell division, the chromatin reticulum undergoes coiling and supercoiling to form structures called as chromosomes. In human beings, 23 pairs of chromosomes are present that hide the hereditary information. Out of 23 pairs, 22 pairs are called as autosomes or body chromosomes, and 1 pair is called as allosomes or sex chromosomes. Each dumbbell-shaped chromosomes consists of supercondensed and supercoiled structure called the deoxyribonucleic acid or the DNA. The DNA molecules control the functioning, growth and division of the cell and are therefore called as master molecules. Let's see the structure of DNA. DNA is a double helix. It is made up of 2 antiparallel strands or threads that are coiled around each other. This model of DNA was proposed by Watson and Crick, the Nobel Prize winners for the same. When this long double helical DNA is untwisted. It looks like a flexible ladder. DNA is a polymer of many nucleotides. Each nucleotide is made up of 3 components: a simple sugar, a phosphate group, and a nitrogenous base. Well, a nucleotide is actually made up of deoxyribose sugar attached to phosphoric acid on one side and nitrogenous base on the other side. The nitrogenous bases are of 2 types, purines and pyrimidines. Adenine and guanine are purines, whereas thymine and cytosine are pyrimidines. Purine always pairs with a pyrimidine, that is, here adenine pairs with thymine and guanine pairs with cytosine. Adenine pairs with thymine with a double hydrogen bond and guanine pairs with cytosine with a triple hydrogen bond. So, a DNA molecule is made up of 2 polynucleotide chains that have anti-parallel polarity. The deoxyribose sugar and the phosphoric acid constitutes the backbone of the DNA polynucleotide, joined together by a phosphodiester bond. The nitrogen bases in 2 strands are paired through hydrogen bonds that form the base pairs. A segment of DNA molecule is called as gene. Genes control the structure and function of the cell. Genes transmit hereditary characteristics from parents to their offsprings. Ribonucleic acid, generally referred to as RNA, is a single helix that is produced inside the nucleus. It is made up of 3 parts: ribose sugar, phosphoric acid, and nitrogenous bases. The nitrogenous bases are of 2 types, purines and pyrimidines. Adenine and guanine are purines, uracil and cytosine are pyrimidines. The ribose sugar, phosphoric acid, and one of the nitrogenous bases constitute a ribonucleotide. Many such nucleotides combine together and form the macromolecule of RNA. According to function, there are 3 types of RNA. They are: number 1, messenger RNA or mRNA, number 2, transfer RNA or tRNA, and number 3, ribosomal RNA or rRNA. The RNA that carries the information of protein synthesis from DNA to the ribosomes to produce proteins is known as messenger RNA or mRNA. The RNA, which is a component of the ribosomes, is the ribosomal RNA or the rRNA. The RNA that carries the amino acid up to the ribosomes according to the message on mRNA is the transfer RNA or tRNA. DNA and RNA are 2 types of nucleic acids that are produced inside the nucleus of the cell. The DNA and RNA have a very important role in expression of characters of an organism. The DNA is said to be the master plan as it contains genes and genetic codes. The RNA is the blueprint of the master plan that converts the genetic code into proteins. And proteins are the building blocks of an organism. Thus, DNA and RNA together forms the basis of heredity and genetics. So to summarize, we have learned in this video the structure of DNA, the structure of RNA and its types, and heredity and basis of heredity. Thank you.